Hi, I'm Gary Beach, Publisher Emeritus for CIO Magazine, and a member of the advisory board of the Enterprise CIO Forum. I'm here today to have a discussion about the new alignment of business and IT strategy with Ramon Baez, the Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer for the Hewlett-Packard Corporation. Ramon, welcome to the program.
Great, glad to be here. Thank you, Gary.
Ramon, I'd like to start by asking you about the business drivers that are facilitating this need to align business and IT strategy. What do you see as the key business factors that are driving that alignment now, and how has that changed from the recent past?
You know, Gary, number one for us is speed. IT leaders today have to increase velocity to drive value in the business if we're going to really have a competitive advantage going forward. So number two, if you think about what's happening with businesses, is we're becoming more digitized. We're in this digital economy, and we have to transform as businesses going forward. So speed and being a part of that digital economy is key. And as I think through this, you start thinking about, well, how do you secure this? How do you protect this digital economy going forward? And so that's where the security piece comes in, and there's more emphasis on security. But you know what, in the past, you think about cost. It was always about how do you reduce costs in IT and so on. And the whole cost thing now is turning into this whole value driver. How does the IT truly have an impact on that top line as well as continue to improve the bottom line?
Ramon, we work in an exciting industry, but there's always something new. What are the emerging technologies that excite you most that are facilitating this new alignment between business and IT?
You know, all CIOs are going to be talking about cloud, social, mobile, big data, security. I'm going to touch on a few of those. For us here at Hewlett-Packard, the cloud is really having a tremendous impact, and it's all about speed. How do we, whether it's in research and development, whether it's deploying projects, how do we get faster at doing things? An example that I'll use is what we've done with database as a service. It used to take us anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to provision a database. Today, we're able to do it in 5 minutes. And just that one example gets me excited about what we need to go do. In regards to mobile, you know, everyone is using mobile. I mean, it's everywhere. And if you think about this new generation, it's all about mobile with them. And if we don't, as a company or as an industry, really think through what is that whole ecosystem, it's not just about devices. It's about, you know, what we do from a security perspective, user-centered design, the right kinds of applications. Those things are incredible. So for us, mobility is also incredibly important. And then lastly, I think about security. If you really are going to be in this digital economy, you have to manage risk. And to manage risk, I love the products that we have, whether it's ArcSight, whether it's Tipping Point, Fortify. These are the types of systems and the types of applications and tools that we deploy to our customers to help them protect their digital assets. And that's what gets me excited.
Ramon, we talked about the business drivers and the emerging technologies that are facilitating this new alignment.
Right.
How are these two things coming together? What kind of operational changes are they forcing on CIOs and the IT staff?
Yeah, when I think about in the last decade or even the last 5 to 6 years, really what we've been moving from and to is going from a service provider to a value creator, to a knowledge center, number one. Number two, I like to think through how do we continue in IT, not to optimize IT, but how do we enable and optimize the business? How do we make our businesses much more competitive in this digital economy? Number three, I start thinking through when we think about cost. You know, after Y2K, everyone was focused on how do you reduce costs in IT.
Do more with less.
Right? Do more with less. And frankly, it's not about that. It's really about driving top line and bottom line. And today, with all the new technologies, we're doing that. We're on the front edge. And IT is truly embedded onto the leadership teams. And that's where it makes a significant impact. And then lastly, I would say talent. You know, with all this, technology is great, but without the right type of talent, attracting the right talent, developing talent, providing an environment where talent can flourish and be thrilled to be working here and having a positive impact on our company. It's a great time to be in this role.
Ramon, I read recently your Wall Street Journal interview, and in that interview you were talking about this incredible array of new technologies, HP technologies, that the company has developed and that you're using not only to align business and IT strategy, but to foster innovation and invention in the firm. Tell us more. What are some of these technologies?
Well, the things that I get excited about, we have this little server, it's called the Moonshot server. And what I love about this technology, it's not just because it's saving energy, and it's not because it's smaller and it's a lot less expensive than your conventional servers, but it's what we can do with it in our data centers. And what I love about it is that way we think about this is as we do our tech refresh from the older technology to this disruptive technology, we are actually going to shrink our footprint in our data centers. It's going to allow us to move to our private cloud. We're going to be able to modernize our applications, so a lot of our applications will be a mobile-first development going forward. And it's going to revolutionize how we do business across the company. And we're going to be a phenomenal showcase on how to do this. And that gets me extremely excited here at HP.
I wish we had more time to continue this discussion. But Ramon Baez, Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer at Hewlett Packard, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Gary. It was a pleasure.